Hello and welcome, dear viewers, to English news coming to you from the DJAZAIR N1 TV. I'm your host, Sahira Belhadi. To the headlines. Mohamed Laqab, the new Minister of Communication, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, receives the U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of State. Gujil, we don't accept interferences in the internal affairs of any country. Ahmed Attaf received a phone call from the British Secretary of State of Foreign Affairs. Higher education, an important statement for new students. The President of the Republic appointed Mariam Ben Mouloud as a higher governor of digitization. General Saeed Shengriha, Chief of Staff of the Polish National Army, received a phone call from the Director of the American Central Intelligence Agency. On Sunday, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, appointed Mohamed Laqab, University Professor at the University of Algiers III, as Minister of Communications. Minister Mohamed Laqab previously had the position of Media Director within the staff of the Election Campaign Directorate for the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune. In the same context, on Monday at the Government Palace, Prime Minister Ayman Abdurrahman supervised the installation of Mohamed Laqab as the new Minister of Communications. In his speech during the inauguration ceremony, Laqab expressed his hope that he will live up to the level of the trust placed in him by the President of the Republic by appointing him to head the Ministry of Communication, calling on all those concerned from the ministry's executives and directors, public and private institutions and journalists to join hands to advance this sensitive sector. Laqab stressed the importance of continuing to complete the system, such as the organic law, by improving the law related to audiovisual activity and the law of the written and electronic press to initiate them. The minister expressed his conviction that thanks to the confidence placed in him by the President of the Republic and the support he received from the Prime Minister as well as the companion of the rector, Foreign Affairs and the National Community Award, Lounas Megraman, received last Monday at the Ministry headquarters the USA Deputy Assistant Secretary of State, Joshua Harris, who arrived on a working visit to Algeria as a part of his tour in the region. A statement by ministry interest stated that the two parties reviewed ways and prospects of supporting the efforts led by the United Nations to achieve a political solution to the Western Sahara issue in a way that guarantees the right of the Sahrawi people to self-determination. In addition to the latest developments in the Sahel-Sahrawi region, especially in the context of the crisis taking place in the Republic of Niger. They also touched on the several issues related to Algerian-American relations in preparation for the next session of the strategic dialogue between the two countries scheduled to be held in October in Washington. Speaker of the National Assembly, Salah Gujil, confirmed last Monday that the new year will have a great importance in the history of Algeria. At the opening of the 2023-2024 parliamentary session, Gujil stressed that the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, extended his hand to everyone to build a new Algeria, and more than 75% of his commitments were achieved, including changing the Algerian constitution. We often talk about it through laws, but we don't forget the depth and the concept of this. The Constitution is a building of the state for everyone. It is useful that there are other 54 commitments that will be completed this year. The Speaker of the National Assembly said Algerians' positions disturb many parties, and that's why Algeria needs a strong internet from the comfort foreign enemies. We don't accept interferences in the internal affairs of any country. Gujil on our not joining the BRICS, saying that what matters to us is our strong strategic relations with the countries of the group, and we have economic independence and can face anything, and Algeria has no doubt. Gujil added in his speech, we have approximately 150 projects in progress, which make us support the home front and the concept of economic and political independence. On Tuesday, The Minister of the Foreign Affairs and the National Committee Board, Ahmed Attaf, received a phone call from the British Secretary of the State of Foreign Affairs, Tariq Ahmed. On this occasion, the two parties reviewed the relations of cooperation and coordination between the two countries, especially on horizon of Algeria enjoying the Security Council as a non-permanent member starting next year, as well as preparing the next session of the Algerian-British Strategic Dialogue scheduled to be held next November in London. They also exchanged views and analyses on the development of the crisis in Niger in light of the political solution initiative presented by President Abdelmadjid Tebboune and touched on the challenges facing the path of implementing the peace and reconciliation agreements in Mali that emerged from the Algerian path. The Ministry of the Higher Education and Scientific Research issued on Tuesday a statement for new applicants for the new 2024 and those concerned with the internal and external university transfer to view the result of transfer request through the same website where the application was submitted. The same authority stated in a statement that if the transfer request is withdrawn after it is accepted, the student doesn't have to confirm the request in order to retain the first directive. If the transfer procedures are completed, the student must confirm the transfer process if accepted. However, he can't withdraw his request after confirmation process. As for Algerian students who have obtained a foreign baccalaureate, they can view their accounts in the Integrated Information System progress from the registration number, as well as the password and the orientation certificate to complete the registration process by paying registration fees and university services, so that they can obtain electronic student cards through the Webero application. The same authority revealed yesterday that the day of university entry, which will be September 23rd for all levels. Yesterday, the President of the Republic, Abdelmadjid Tebboune, signed a presidential decree appointed Mariam Ben Mouloud as High Governor of Digitization with the rank of Minister according to a statement from the Presidency of Republic. Chief of the Staff of the People's National Army General Said Shingriha yesterday received a phone call from the director of the American Central Intelligence Agency, William Joseph Bourne, during which issues of common interest were discussed. The two sides expressed their common will to strengthen cooperation and coordination between the two countries in the security field. The call was also an opportunity for both sides to express their satisfaction with the level of security coordination achieved, especially in the field of combating terrorists. Mr. Abdelmadjid Tebboune conducted a broad movement in the core of the governors and the governance debates, which included, first, complicating the duties of 11 governors and 2 delegated governors, second, transferring 9 governors and 5 delegated governors. Third, appointment of 12 new governors and 7 new delegated governors. This movement allowed the promotion of 15 members of the Corps of the General Secretaries of the State, delegated governors, heads of departments and state directors to fill the position of the governors and delegated governors. Tawfiq Hakar, President and Director General of the Sonatra Complex, revealed that there is another recruitment competition at the complex before the end of the year in Timimoun. Hakar revealed in a statement to an Algerian television that for the first time Sonatrach is developing gas field in the southwestern side of the country. More than 1.7 million electronics payment transaction in the first half of the 2023, the number of the electronic payment operation amounted to more than 1.7 million operation during the first half of the current year, for a value of nearly 14 billion dinar, according to the data published by the Electronic Banking Economy Interest Group. As such, the group's figures show that the overall number of VSE, the operation into the first half of the year reached 49,916 devices compared to 46,263 devices at the end of the 2022. The number of electronic payments cards circulation has reached, according to the same source, more than 15.3 million bank cards and Dahabia cards specific to Algerie Post. As for the payment activity of the internet, it exceeded 5.5 million operations with a total amount of more than 12.3 million dinar spread over the activity of a telecom, transport, administrative services, sale of goods, sport and leisure. The telecom sector was the most active in internet payment during the first half with more than 4.1 million operations. The GIE Electronic Banking Group has some 370 web merchants who are members of the interbank electronic system, such as Sonalgaz, Algerie Telecom, mobile telephone companies, and Air Algérie. 27 million transactions, or some 49 billion dinar, according to the data of the group. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the news. Thanks for your attention.